Guns, bullets, and pills. The new evidence just presented today in the trial involving rapper Young Thug. Prosecutors claim he is the leader of an alleged criminal street gang. Atlanta News First, Rachel Aragon live at 5 from the Fulton County Courthouse. Rachel, you've been covering this trial extensively here. Young Thug's attorneys say he is not behind a handful of violent crimes like prosecutors claim.
Correct. And something new today, we saw jurors seeing this new evidence firsthand in court. Now, the attorneys, though, for rapper Young Thug, whose real name is Jeffrey Williams, they continue to say that there is no evidence in their mind that would prove that their client is the head of this alleged street gang.
Can you open up the box?
Prosecutors walking into the courtroom, this time with boxes and bags of evidence for the jury to see, including prescription pills and a gun.
And is that the firearm that you recovered from defendant Williams' vehicle?
Yes, sir.
Prosecutors claim the rapper is the leader of an alleged criminal street gang that's behind a handful of violent acts. On Wednesday, they zeroed in on a 2017 traffic stop involving Jeffrey Williams.
And so by this point, you know that this car is registered to Jeffrey Williams, right? Right.
An officer who the judge asked not be shown testified about an alleged stolen gun and bottles of pills being recovered during the 2017 traffic stop. Williams' attorney pointing out his client was not the one driving the car.
You know that he's a passenger in the car. Right. Just like Mr. Jones is a passenger in the car. Right. You don't have at this point, any personal knowledge whatsoever about anything that's going on in the car or any of the contents of the car. True? True.
Defense attorneys argue YSL is simply the name of a record label, Young Stoner Life, and that Jeffrey Williams is not involved in any gang activity or organized crime.
You did not find any information that suggested to you, as the investigator, that these items found in this car was part and parcel of any sort of racketeering conspiracy? No, sir.
Now, some of the jurors didn't have much reaction at all to the evidence that was physically shown and presented to them in court today, while others, though, they were taking notes. The trial has ended for today and will pick back up tomorrow morning. Reporting live in downtown Atlanta, Rachel Aragon, Atlanta News First.